So Kenny, it was a pretty free-flowing first half, 51-43. What sort of changed in the second half? Because you guys only scored the 16 points.
Yeah, look, we pulled the ball out of the net too many times. Defensively, we completely lost our, the game plan, overhelp, sent two to the ball. Effectively, it was almost a mirror image of Sydney's game earlier this week. So we're forcing the rotation, gave too many uncontested shots. You certainly can't. Lauren Nicholson and Kayla, they're too good at players with too much experience. And credit to them, because when Sydney needed them to, they effectively put the team on their back and made big plays and put us in difficult situations. And, I think for us, communicatively, we weren't good enough in those situations. We've identified that. We've spoken about that as a team. That's got to be an area of focus for us moving forward. We can't be that poor defensively. And I think a lot of that stemmed into our offence. We became tentative on offence. Time and scoreboard pressure became a potential enemy for us. We weren't as assertive. We went away from getting feet in the paint on dribble penetration, feeding the post. So a lot of those easy baskets that came to us in the first half, due to just us executing our offence and staying assertive, dried up in the second half. And look, that credit part of that to Sydney's defence too. I think they made some great adjustments.
Do you think in the fourth quarter, I know you got in that close win against Adelaide recently, but there's been a couple of near misses as well. Do you think there's probably more composure your team can have in the fourth?
Sorry?
Do you think you can have more composure in the fourth? I know you had that close win against Adelaide.
Yeah.
There's a couple of near misses you guys. You've gone toe to toe with some of the best teams in the league, but then behind that last, you're right in this tonight.
Yeah, I think it's a great observation. It's a double-edged sword, because I think composure probably hurt us in terms of over-compliance to try to, work for the best shot possible on the half. And again, I think a lot of that came out of just pulling the ball out of the net too often. The inability to be able to explore and transition, try and put pressure on Sydney's defensive transition, because again, they were set, their defence was ready, they were organised, because we were taking the ball out of the net and having to inbound the ball. So again, credit to Sydney. Got Guy and I are great friends. He's a great coach. I don't like losing. No. I don't think anybody does. No. It's been a great and pretty competitive series. Sydney get a pretty big win. We've had a big win, and we had a very close game in Mildura. For us now, it's about, we've digested what we need to digest out of this game. And for us now, we've still got 4 series left with 2 games against an Adelaide, who we've obviously won a series against Adelaide. We've lost a series to Sydney, and to Southside. But Southside, there's still a potential game there up for grabs. Same with Adelaide, even though we've won a series and we've got 4 other teams we've got to play. So, that becomes our focus now. We start just moving towards the Boomers, who are our next game on the 30th.
You mentioned the Boomers. What's some positives you can take from this? Obviously, Kelsey's play was really good, leading into that game after Chrissy.
Yeah, look, I think now we're at that point where the beginning of the season, we sort of had people in and out, and we weren't sure as to what our roster looked like every week. Now we have a pretty consistent group every week. So for us now, it's just about building consistency within our game plan, within our game play, within rotations. For a while we'd turned a corner, and I think now, since our sort of 0-4 start, that would now make us 3-3. So again, for us, it's we've got to really sort of lock in the second half of the season.
Like you said, you're halfway through the season. What's sort of your gauge on how this team's growing as a group and where you are as a team?
No, it's a great question. I think we're getting better every week, that's for sure. I don't think we're having consistent problems. I think we're pretty good at problem solving some things, fixing certain areas, and then 1 or 2 other small things start to creep in, and they become a focus for us. So it's probably, if it was a consistent thing that we had to fix every week, it was the same thing every week, the job would probably be a bit easier because it's always something different, and every team presents different challenges. The challenges are different week by week. So again, but this group, they can't shut the training every week. They work their backsides off. They're invested, and the losses, irrespective whether they're close or by larger margins, and obviously our biggest loss was a 25-pointer to Southside earlier this year. Our group continues to invest time into game plan, into style of play. So again, for us, it's not an ideal way to finish before we have a break, but it's what it is. And for us now, it's just about taking what we can from the game. I obviously need to go back and watch it. That's my job. Review, and when we get back in the new year, we're pretty much focused on the Boomers.
Thanks, Kennedy. Have a good Christmas.
Thanks, everybody. You too.